So friends, today's story shows something unexpected and uncomfortable, how a 40-year-old woman ends up forming a deep connection with a 16-year-old boy she finds abandoned on the streets. After this strange bond begins, both of them go to extreme lengths for each other. What they do and how far things spiral is what makes this story so intense. The story is powerful, emotional, and disturbing in its own way, so make sure you stay till the end. The story opens with a 40-year-old woman named Linda. She lives a quiet, lonely life and works a simple job just to cover her daily expenses. Her workplace isn't very far from her home, and we see that she lives all alone in a large house. Because of the emptiness around her, Linda starts thinking that renting out one of the rooms might bring some life back into the house. One day, while Linda is at work, she unexpectedly runs into her ex-boyfriend, who invites her out for coffee. During their conversation, Linda asks about his son. The man tells her that the boy has been missing for several days, and no one knows where he is. Hearing this completely breaks Linda. That boy was also her son, and she hasn't seen him for many years. The pain hits her all at once. Later that night, as Linda is heading back home alone, she notices a teenage boy lying injured on the roadside. Concerned, she walks closer and realizes the boy is badly hurt. Without thinking twice, she takes him to her house and treats his wounds. This is where we learn the boy's name, Peter. Peter rests at Linda's house while she brings him food and water. But when she returns to check on him, she finds that he has already left. The next morning, Linda receives a phone call from her ex-husband. He tells her devastating news their son has passed away, and his body was found near a river. He also informs her about the funeral. Hearing this, Linda completely breaks down and spends days trapped in grief and depression. Trying to distract herself, Linda eventually visits a public swimming pool. While she's there, she unexpectedly sees Peter again. The moment she notices him, memories of that night rush back. As Peter is about to leave, Linda stops him and asks how his injuries are now. Peter looks uncomfortable seeing her again, but Linda continues asking questions and finally asks where he lives. Peter admits that he has no home and survives by spending nights wherever he can. Feeling sorry for him, Linda offers him the empty room in her house. With nowhere else to go, Peter agrees. In the next scene, Peter moves into Linda's home. At this point, Linda isn't acting out of attraction. She sees her lost son reflected in Peter. Because of this emotional attachment, she treats him with extreme kindness and ignores his flaws, even when he occasionally takes money from her pocket. One night, Linda's ex-husband Tony shows up at her house again. He suggests they try to fix their past relationship and takes her out on a date. Linda doesn't realize that Tony only wants to spend the night with her. When he makes a move, Linda immediately refuses and returns home. Meanwhile, Linda and Peter start spending more time together, and their emotional closeness keeps growing. One day, Tony brings over some of their son's old clothes, saying he can't bear to keep them because they remind him too much of the boy. Linda also doesn't want them, so she gives the clothes to Peter. When Peter wears them, Linda is overwhelmed with memories and breaks down, hugging him while crying. As time passes, Linda's feelings begin to shift into something darker and more confusing. One day, while Peter is showering, Linda enters and touches him. She no longer sees him only as a replacement for her son. Desire has started to mix with her grief. Peter doesn't resist, and the situation slowly crosses a line. Tony, however, hasn't given up. He invites Linda to meet him at a bar and finds out that Peter is living in her house. This makes Tony jealous and angry. That night, his plans with Linda fail because Peter keeps following him around. Eventually, Tony pulls Peter aside and threatens him to stay away from Linda. A fight breaks out, and Peter punches Tony back. Later that night, Linda hears strange noises and follows them to Peter's room. There, she finds him with another woman. Seeing this makes Linda feel deeply jealous, realizing she has developed strong feelings for him. The next morning, Peter is fixing a car when the same woman approaches him again and suggests repeating what happened the previous night. She even leaves her child behind to go with Peter. As Linda is leaving for work, she notices the child in danger and rushes to help. When the woman returns and Linda sees her with Peter, her discomfort grows even stronger. Back home, Linda immediately goes to take a shower. Peter understands that Linda doesn't like him being with other women. Trying to please her, he enters the bathroom, touches her from behind, and this time, they fully cross the boundary and become intimate. Later, Peter goes out drinking with his friends. Tony arrives there too and sees it as the perfect chance for revenge. He drags Peter to a deserted place and brutally beats him. Back at home, Linda waits for Peter. When the doorbell rings, she thinks it's him, but instead, Tony drags an injured Peter inside. Tony lashes out at Linda, shaming her for being involved with a boy young enough to be her son. He warns her that if society finds out, her reputation will be destroyed. After delivering his threats, Tony leaves. Peter hears everything. Realizing the damage he has caused, Peter decides the only solution is to leave. Linda, filled with guilt, understands that her actions led to Peter getting hurt. She tells him that he's free to go and live his own life. She takes him to the hospital for treatment, knowing this will be their final meeting. In the end, Linda and Peter walk away from each other, each heading down a separate path. And with that, the story comes to an end.